All right.
I wasn't
Usually
even
it
sure.
flashes up something. What'd you say?
I wasn't even sure I was going to make it. I've had a migraine for 2 days.
Oh no.
And I was so bad before. I was nauseous and everything. And it's like, I don't know if I can, but it's calmed down now. We'll see.
Good. Yeah, those are the worst.
I couldn't even exercise for 2 days because I would have thrown up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm
go ahead.
glad you're better. All right. So today we're going to talk about meal planning. So
Okay.
I wanted to kind of hit this from, it's funny, I usually will post about this in some of the groups and talk about this on a group level, but we haven't really talked about it, I don't think, in the nutrition call. So I wanted to talk about, like, there's a ton of ways to meal prep. There's a ton of ways for you to set yourself up for success for the week. And I wanted to talk about some of those variations, and that really the important part is kind of meeting yourself where you are right now and the things you can prep for. So some people are going to come into meal prep and they're going to prep all their meals for 7 days, and they're going to be in the beautiful containers, and they're going to be itemized in the refrigerator and look amazing, right? Some people are going to have a bag of groceries and hope they can make their dinner that night, but at least they've got the groceries there so they can get it done, right? And then there's everything in between. So you really do have to find kind of where you are right now so that you can start, setting yourself up for success, and then what that next step is to keep improving on that. So one of the things I like to do, like, I know a lot of people, are looking for ideas for stuff. I just look through my local grocery ad a lot of times, and that kind of spurs on like what's on sale. And then I'll get an idea of something to make for meal prep that week, or something to, have ready for dinners. So that's one way that I like to do that. And then I'm also a bit of a Pinterest junkie, where I like to just scroll through and see different ideas. And then I can either kind of look for a fixate alternative, or I can, make it in a way that fits in our meal plan. So there's lots of ways to get ready for the meal prep. And then you kind of decide, how are you going to be a meal prepper? So I would say the very base is having the groceries on hand. So you may not make stuff ahead of time, but if you have stuff available in your kitchen, then that's like your base level, right? So if each week you're finding you don't even have that, then that would be the best starting point. Making sure that you have things available so that if, you can make your dinner, have, some kind of meal that you can use leftovers for lunch, whatever it is, but just having that food available. And then the next step would be adding in the, maybe you're prepping 2 to 3 dinners and using those leftovers for lunch. As you can tell, I really like using leftovers for other meals. That's kind of what saves me most of the time, is just having some extra food. Like tonight, I'm making a shredded chicken. I'll put it in under the recording. It's on my, it's a blog post I have. Super simple. It's just chicken, a little bit of chicken stock, and some salsa. And then I like to add in a few extra seasonings, smoked paprika, chili powder. You can add in whatever kind of things you like. And then it's in a Dutch oven, in the oven. So it'll just cook in there and braise. And then it'll be shredded chicken, and we'll eat off of that for a few days. So you can do a chicken bowl. You can do, the kids will do tacos. You could make it into quesadillas later, whatever, fits your fancy for things. So in that, I like to do, like, my style of meal prepping is usually having 2 to 3 meals in my head, have the food on hand, and then make those bigger meals each night for 2 to 3 nights. That then those leftovers get us through a week. So you can, making those bigger meals or making a little bit extra really helps then to prepare and have something on hand, especially when you're standing in the front of the refrigerator and you're like, I'm really hungry. And if there's nothing made, like, I hate those days where I'm standing there, there's nothing made, but then there's some really interesting stuff just sitting on the counter. That's like, hey, I'm a snack food. Do you want to come over here and have some of me while you're trying to figure this out? But if there's something ready, then you just get it, right? You just go in, get your meal, eat it, and you're on your way. So then the next step would be actually meal prepping on a day that you have available. I mean, a lot of us talk about Sundays just because that's usually a day when people have available. But if your day off is Monday or Tuesday, then that can be your meal prep day. And so you're actually making the things ahead, maybe get some breakfast made, some lunches made, some dinner made. Like in the meal prep class, we kind of make one of each so that we can get our week started well. But maybe that doesn't take you through the whole 7 days. As long as it gets you into a few days, that's better than nothing, right? And then the final phase, if you choose to, meal prep like this, would be prepping for your entire week so that you're, in there and like everything's already set for you. And all of this, like wherever you're at in these phases, none of them are right or wrong. It's really what works best for you. I find if I have a meal planned 5 days out, the likelihood that I still want that meal in 5 days is pretty slim. So that's why I like to, but that's kind of also my lifestyle. I end up at the grocery store a lot. I like to, change up my meals. I like to do some of these other things where I'm, switching up the food. So I stay interested in the food. Okay. But if you are a person that really just needs to get it done, like maybe your week is insane. And so Sunday's your day and you're good with similar foods through the week, then take the advantage of that Sunday and really get it done and set yourself up for success for the week. So that's just kind of my little soapbox on how I think of it all and where it fits in. But I'd love to hear how some of you guys are meal prepping or, what kind of theories you have around it, what works best for you, and we can go from there. Everybody talk at once.
Well, I can tell you at mine, and I'm really glad you broke it down like that because that makes me feel good, like just when I have groceries in the house.
But that's a step though, right? Because how many times, like in the past, maybe you didn't?
It's true. Very true.
Yeah.
And even earlier in the week I didn't. And I had like Whole Foods deliver my groceries at like between 6 and 8 in the morning earlier this week. And then I had food, and that was that was a big step for me, like thinking, oh, like I was gonna, was I gonna wait it out with pancake mix until Saturday when I could get to the store?
Right.
Which is really way too tempting for lots of stuff. So getting the groceries delivered was great. And I usually can't prep more than like 3 days. Like if I prep on Sunday, anything after Wednesday, I don't want to eat it anymore. Like it just seems old and gross. So I can't do the whole 5 days, but I can do a mini prep on Wednesday night for Thursday and Friday, or like make enough leftovers on a Wednesday night dinner to have for lunches.
To kind of carry you through the rest of the week. Yeah. That's how I am too.
And for me, it's really unpredictable how much food I'll have. Like sometimes I have food prep on Sunday and nobody else eats it but me. And I got plenty for however long I want it. And then sometimes it's all gone by like Monday night. So
yeah. And I love that you just ordered your groceries, because it's funny because I feel like before the whole shutdown, like I didn't really think of that as much of a possibility. It was always in my head like, oh, when can I get to the grocery store? Or how am I going to fit this in? Right. And, now it just seems so easy, and it is. And most of the time the delivery isn't even that big of a deal for a charge or whatever. And it's worth your time. And the fact that now you had food available to pick, various foods versus just pancakes.
Right. Like if I had stopped on the way home for dinner, like if I hadn't gotten groceries and tried to pick up dinner, it would have been way more expensive than whatever little bit of a fee I paid to have them delivered to my house. So
yeah. I love it. What's your plan, Lily? You talk.
Well, I'm kind
Uh-oh.
of my favorite is the chicken that they have already cooked and shredded.
Yes, at Costco.
Yes. and also the salad that they also have already prepped, ready to go. The couscous salad, or quinoa salad, whatever they have, and then their shrimp that they also have. So I will eat that like all week. That's
Yeah.
my thing. I don't get tired of it. I don't have a problem with it. And so I usually just have that, and then always have vegetables, and I'm always baking them in my air fryer, or air fry them. And I always make and have on hand extras so that during the day I can just grab whatever I had the night before, or maybe the day before. And so that's how I usually stay on track and avoid the pizza that my kids have eaten, that's sitting there on the middle shelf.
Yeah, I love that too, because you really you don't have to cook everything from scratch. That's not meal prep doesn't necessarily mean you're cooking every single thing or doing it. It's just having meals available, and there's so many great options in so many different stores now, right? Like I know Whole Foods, well, most of the new groceries, it's like you have this entire section that's pre-made food, and a lot of it's really good. Because you can pick what you want in it. Like I know we have a burrito bar in our grocery store right here, and you get to pick what you want in it. And they have like roasted vegetables and, all kinds of salsas and things like that. So you can really pick things that fit in your plan, so that you're prepared.
I always have a pot of rice made in the refrigerator. So if we have chicken or fish, the rice is already made. Or if we just want to make rice and beans and just put some vegetables in, we have that. So it's always there.
Yeah.
I always have cauliflower rice in my freezer. That's another thing from Costco that I always have, is cauliflower rice.
And then you can make ice cream from it.
Right? Yeah, I still haven't done that.
I want that recipe.
Hey, Lily said something too, like the quinoa. I don't think quinoa ever goes bad. I feel like I could eat that after 3 weeks in my fridge and it would still be fine. Like I don't know that ever. I
never last that long.
Nobody else in my family will eat that, so I have to be careful. With sometimes I can squeeze it in if they don't notice it, but most of the time, if they can identify it, nobody will eat it. And
same in mine.
A lot of the fixed recipes have, a little bit goes a long way, and they'll be like, I'll have 12 servings of quinoa salad, and I'll have to eat that forever.
Exactly. Yeah, I made a big pot of chili on Sunday, I think it was, or Monday, and I got, I don't know, 4 meals out of it, but then I was kind of tired of it, so I just stuck it in the freezer. So now I'll have it again, in a month or two. And I've already got something prepped, right? So all I have to do is defrost it and heat it. And there's lots of random stuff like that in our freezer, where if I just get tired of it toward those last few days, then just stick it in the freezer and all set.
Yeah.
Freezer meals are great. How about you, Bev? What's your top tips and how do you plan?
So, I mean, we kind of all have our thing, like all of our family has our thing. So, my boys basically eat the exact same thing all week, except for on Wednesdays and Sundays, they have pancakes with their eggs. Otherwise, they have oats with fruit and eggs every day. They always have it. My youngest one does add some of his bell peppers or other vegetables in on Wednesday when he has his pancakes too. He does that, or on Sunday, he'll do that. We all have our lunches. Scott and I, we have salads all Monday through Saturday. We make chicken breasts. We cook chicken usually. Sometimes though, I will say there's been chicken shortages because we don't just get regular chicken. We get a one that doesn't have as many chemicals and stuff in it. Plus they get fed differently too. And because otherwise I would have reactions to it. And so we bake a whole bunch of chicken, and then the majority of it we shred and that goes into the boys' wraps or whatever Jacob, I take that back. Jacob does a wrap, or he does a pizza, or he does a taco, or he does something. And then Mac does salads. And we do salads. And then sometimes we'll have extra chicken to be able to warm up with our food, like with our dinner. And then dinners, we kind of like do repeat on stuff. Like one night of the week we do taco style. We'll do like basically fajita style salads with ground turkey instead of chicken. And one night we'll do an Asian theme, like stir fry with chicken or tempeh. Trying to think what else. Yeah, we'll do spaghetti squash with marinara sauce that I make, and chicken sausage, organic chicken sausage, Italian. Gosh, I don't know. We just have certain things that we just like, these are the things that we make, and they're really easy. Like, I can make them in 30 minutes or so. And because we cut all the bell peppers, most of the bell peppers, like for our salads. Like, so we build Scott and my salads get built over the weekend, and the boys do their own lunches. And yeah, so then it just means that we have breakfast, which we rotate through our breakfast. We have eggs and sweet potatoes, or eggs and brown rice cereal, or we have the carrot bake right now. So we rotate through that. And so, yeah,
Well, and the
we
good
make-
thing about that is you probably always have some of those things on hand, right? Like your grocery list is like
always the same.
it's all, and you've always got something probably in the freezer or ready. So like if you're delayed to the store or whatever, you've likely got something you can still continue on and work with your plan.
Yeah.
I think that's the benefit too of figuring out some similar things, right? Like I'm a creature of habit for breakfast for sure. And those things are just always around. There's always steel cut oats, available in our house.
Yeah.
Just like Lily was saying, there's always cauliflower rice. So you always
I have that
some
too.
kind of a veggie option.
Mm-hmm.
Or shake.
Yeah.
Can you make overnight oats with the steel cut oats, or do you have to use the cooked ones?
I don't know if I would. I think you might. I don't know if I would. I have some quick cooking ones, and I think you could do it with that, but I'm not sure you could do it with the regular ones.
That's what I figured.
You might be able to do
I think they'd be a little
crock-pot.
crunchy.
crock pot oats, because my boys, they cook theirs in a crock pot overnight.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good one too. There's lots of really good recipes on the blog for those.
Mhm.
Well,
In
they
fact,
just do it
I might
plain.
do that for October because there's an apple one that sounds really good. So I may do that one for October.
Well, they just do it plain, and then we get frozen fruit, and the night before they put frozen fruit in the bowls, and that sits in the refrigerator overnight so that it's not frozen in the morning, and then they divide
their
the oatmeal
system.
and
They're ready.
oh yeah. Yep, exactly. They grew up with it. We
Yeah.
created systems, and
Hey,
then
Kelly.
they just
Hey,
kind
Kelly.
of hopped on and did their thing too. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah, because I don't know, it makes life easier.
It does. It does. And figuring out those ways to make whatever your lifestyle is like easier is critical, right? Like Justin talking about getting the groceries delivered in the morning. So Kim had something. Having things that are already done, from Costco makes Lily's life easier. You know what I mean? It's just, there's so many great ways to go about it. And that's why I don't ever want people to be like, well, I don't meal prep for all 7 days in these beautiful containers, so I'm not really meal prepping. And that's just not how it works, right? That's another type of person or level or whatever. And that's great if that's who you are. But you really have to go, with what you can do and the best you can do it and get that figured out and not feel like you should be doing something different necessarily, right? How's it going, Kelly? We're talking about meal prep.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay.
Are there
Good.
things, are there
good
things you
topic.
do that that help you or like a way that you prep that keep things on so that you can stay on track?
Yeah, I try to buy things that I can make like literally in a couple of minutes because I have back-to-back meetings. So, anything that, it seems like we always talk about tortillas, or maybe I'm the one that's bringing up the tortillas. So I don't know, maybe you already talked
Between
about
you and
tortillas.
Lily, we've gone through all
I know
the
the
tortillas.
tortillas, but I mean, kind of like the pinwheels. I mean, that's kind of what I've been doing. Mine's more of a taco shape instead of, or rolled up like a burrito, but you just kind of throw in the turkey and the cheese and whatever else you're going to put in there, and you just eat it and you go. So, I mean, stuff like that. I do a lot of omelets too. Eggs are easy to make. I try to just pick things that are like today I did have an omelet. So that was kind of my breakfast lunch. And so cherry tomatoes, I'm trying to see what I have. I've got like bananas. So just things that are quick and easy. And if I don't have that, then I'm like struggling because I don't have time to make like a full-blown meal.
Right.
And I know too, unless I make something, in the weekend to get me like on Monday and Tuesday, that's more of kind of like a hot meal for lunch or something, then it's going to be something that's cold or even frozen stuff that I can do that are not really processed. What I'm talking about is like frozen cauliflower that I can throw, in my omelet or something.
Right.
Or so. Yep, that's kind of what I do. And I just try to be mindful that I'm at least having a protein, a veggie, and a carb. And I try to limit the snacks lately too. I'm trying not to eat out of the peanut butter jar, which I haven't in the last few weeks. So that's
for you.
Yeah, getting a spoon, throwing it in an actual container, instead of eating it out of the jar. So
Have you watched Ted Lasso?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So it's a hilarious show on Apple TV, and he fingers in the jar.
Oh,
He leaves the jar of peanut butter on the counter with the lid off, because just in case you're walking by and you want some peanut butter.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Not a habit we probably want to start.
Yeah. I did make the muffins
Oh,
over the
good.
weekend. Yes, I enjoyed them. I'm talking to Dave right now. I'm giving him a hard time. He did not like them. His facial expression was, he had one bite. I could tell immediately. I have to say, it kind of hurt my feelings. And so I'm giving him,
Right.
my friends, is there any children on? I've been giving him shit about it right now. I'm like, no, I'm not going to make anything homemade anymore. I guess you get out of a box or out of a store. You didn't like my muffins. So that's okay.
I
That's
actually
fine.
just made those muffins again this week because I liked them so much, but I did them without the raspberries because I wanted to see how that was. So they're just like more of like a pumpkin muffin, and they're really good.
Uh-huh.
So I guess what he didn't like about them, they didn't really taste like anything except for raspberries, I guess.
Mm.
And he didn't, because I was like, maybe it's the pumpkin that he didn't like. I know my dad would love them because they really don't have a lot of flavor to them. I mean,
Right.
I think they're still good. They're not sweet. That's the deal. I think he thought he was going to eat something that was sweet. That was going to kind of like pop. Like,
Right.
I mean, something like that mostly. And then that's just not what he got.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't know.
Yeah. For me, they're lightly sweet to me. And which I like, right? Because it doesn't feel like overwhelming sweet. And I actually put a bunch of cinnamon and nutmeg in this last batch, and I could hardly even taste it. So I think I need to up how much I put in there for that next time.
Mhm.
So
I
anyway,
need to look up all the recipes for our next class, which our next class is on the 3rd. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything conflicting that weekend. So, yeah.
So anyway, I'm still going to give him a hard time about it for a while because I think
I think you
it's good.
should. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell you what's happening with my nutritionist.
Oh, yeah.
So I went, so my main problem we discovered is like when I'm doing everything like I'm supposed to and the scale doesn't cooperate. So she said, don't get on the scale every day. And I'm trying to figure out how to do it. So I hide the scale under the bed.
Right.
If I don't see it, I don't get on it. So I only go on once a week. And that's really helped.
Good.
And then she told me about this book, Intuitive Eating. So I read that, got it out of the library and I read it. And it's all about me, this diet mentality. And it's like, it's an all or nothing. And it's like, it's a big cycle. You go on a diet and it doesn't work, but you only give it 3 days. So of course it doesn't work. So then you give it up. You have the Last Supper syndrome before you start the next one. So it just keeps going around in a circle. And then I said, I'm tired of dieting. I've been doing it for like some 13. I just don't want to do it anymore. I want to eat what I want. And I want to eat what I like. I says, how it backfired last week. I went to my goddaughter to help her sew. And I had brought my lunch. I had turkey and this and that. I don't like turkey. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. So there I am eating it because it's supposed to be good for the diet. Meanwhile, they got a pizza there. So I ate the pizza after my turkey. So it's like, I can't do that. So I decided I'm only going to eat what I like and fit it into the containers. So, and without getting on the scale every day, I'm focusing on what I'm eating. And I'm trying to focus on how I feel if I'm hungry. And if I'm eating when I'm not hungry, why am I eating? So it's a whole learning experience.
It is. It's kind of a rediscovery of you and not just like letting yourself go through the motions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about it this week?
I'm feeling pretty good because they told it, there's only 2 ways of eating for people like me. Like we're perpetual dieted. I forget what they called it, professional dieter. Either you're on a diet or it's mindless eating and it's just chaos and you're just eating whatever you want. I said, I don't know how to do anything else. So she's going to try to help me to teach me
Right.
how to, read your body signals. And that's
Right.
like very different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. To understand if you're actually hungry versus
Right.
eating because it's dinner time.
Or emotional hunger. That's
Yep.
my thing, emotional hunger. And it's
Yep.
like reading out of emotion. What emotion is it? And I've done reports on it. What's the opposite emotion? That's what you're looking for. And try, because food's not going to give it to you. So you
It's
gotta figure
not.
out how to get it. So it's interesting.
It is. It's really fascinating. I know, because I mean, we use food as a comfort and it's part of celebrations and it's, it's part of joyous things, but it's not the thing that creates the joy, right? And it's
Yeah.
not the thing that solves the problem or relieves the stress. And sometimes it adds more stress
It adds more.
if it's going the wrong way. And yeah, you definitely have to feel the things and still be able to enjoy the food or the event or whatever's happening, but not let it be the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky, but it sounds great that you're meeting with her and that
Yeah.
I mean, it is going to be process to
Right.
do it, but it's so worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I had brought some labels this week and I want to see how to
Yeah.
put them in.
Oh yeah, we've only got a few more minutes. Yeah,
We
let's
only have a few more minutes.
do a label.
It's like something I love is like butterscotch pudding. So I bought it this week and it's terrible. There's nothing good in it. But I said, I need to have it. So let me just tell you what's in it. And I don't know where to count it. It's probably,
Well, you're not, I mean, my guess is you're not going to be able to count it. There are things that are uncountable.
that's right.
Right. And I actually
uncountable.
talked about it in
Right.
today's group video, right? There's just
Right.
things you
Yes,
just don't
you
count.
did. You
Yeah.
can't. It's made with non-fat milk. You go, okay, sugar, water, modified cornstarch, which is no good, hydrogenated coconut oil, salt, artificial flavors, blah, blah, blah. All right. So 1 cup has 130 calories, 3.5 grams of fat, 3 are saturated. Sodium is 180. Carbohydrates is 22, no fiber. Sugar is 18, but there's 14 added sugars and 2 grams of protein. So where do you count that? An orange?
It's a
blue?
carb for sure. It's a treat.
Oh, right, it's a
Um,
carb.
Yeah. So, but what, you know what I would look at though, Kathy? What about like if pudding's important, right? And it's something you really enjoy. What about making it from scratch? Because like I actually have a scratch recipe that you can make in the microwave that is eggs and milk and cornstarch and vanilla. And it's the best pudding I've ever had. And it takes like 5 minutes in the microwave and it's amazing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like taking this thing you like that's processed boxed,
Mhm.
instead of eliminating or like saying you can never have this again, just make it better, right? Make it with real ingredients.
Yeah,
Make it with things you can, pronounce or not have artificial flavors,
Right.
colors, and whatever else is in it.
there used to be a protein pudding in my vitamin shop, but they don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
My guess is that's probably filled with a lot of crap though, too, honestly.
probably.
I mean, we'd have to see it, but
If you could put that recipe in the, but how do you get it butterscotch flavor?
oh, I don't know that. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a butterscotch flavored pudding somewhere that's
Yeah,
from scratch.
There's
Okay.
butterscotch, stevia extract, sweet leaf butterscotch stevia extract.
is it, they really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's one.
Ooh,
There you go. See?
There you go.
stevia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing is, I was out, like Tuesday, I went to the meeting with the nutritionist, but then I didn't go right home. I had to do all kinds of shopping. And so I didn't bring lunch with me. So I bought some protein bars. I bought Larabar. Has
Yeah.
anyone heard of Larabar?
Yep, they're date based.
Yeah, this one was
Date
coconut
nut.
cream. It's got
Yeah.
dates, unsweetened coconut, cashews, almonds, and coconut, almond, and cashew ingredients. All right, 1 bar is 210 calories, 10 grams of fat, sodium, carbohydrates is 28, the fiber is 5, the sugars are 20, but no added sugar. So
Yeah,
is that,
dates are really sugary. That's
yeah,
why the no added sugar.
Yeah.
So
it's a
it's
carb?
yellow and you're gonna have either like a teaspoon or well, it's probably a nut, so you're probably gonna have like a partial blue with it.
Uh-huh.
So it's also though a treat. So it's not like a standard yellow that you could have daily. Because of all the sugar. Yeah. So it's considered a treat yellow. I mean, even though they're good
Okay.
natural ingredients, it's not an everyday food.
Okay, so it's a treat yellow and a blue?
I would, yeah. Yeah, I'd probably
Even
go in
even
the
though
blue.
it's 210 calories, it would only be 1 yellow and 1 blue.
I think so, because that blue should add in quite a few calories.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like somebody's talked about it in the portion fix group. So I'll look in there and see if someone else containerized it to see what they thought. But I would say it's probably yellow and a blue.
Okay.
Well, shoot, Kelly, do you have one really quick? And then I have to hop off.
Yeah, I forgot. I was like, I think I have a label. I did. I bought this linguine made with cauliflower.
Wow.
Of course, I can't see when I try to read these labels. So it says a blend of lentil, pea, and cauliflower flours. Let's see if I traditional pasta. So the brand is Veggie Craft. It's got 23 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, and 57 grams of net carbs.
We've talked about that one before because I have it.
Yeah.
And
I need
it's
to try
very,
some more like
very,
that.
very filling.
Yeah, I find anything that's like bean lentil based pasta is super filling. It's like it gets in your stomach and it keeps expanding too. I don't know what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this says total fat. I think that says 0. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that says 0.
Probably, yeah, for a pasta. it is.
Protein, we already talked about protein. I don't know. Because I kind of looked at the wheat flour one.
Yep.
So I talking to Dave about it. Let's see if he would actually eat this.
Make it. Don't tell him, just make
Yeah,
it.
don't tell him, just make
I
it.
know. I've learned. Yeah, let me just. Well, no, he saw it on my counter yesterday, so
Well,
he might question it. He might.
you
The
can still make it.
The red lentil one that I have, you can't even tell the difference that it's not just regular pasta.
Ah,
Really?
Honestly, that one, the one that she has is really good. We like it a lot. Actually, I just picked up more because it was on sale. It's a cauliflower, it's cauliflower or something like that, isn't it? Yeah, cauliflower pasta.
This one is Veggie Craft Farms. That's the brand.
Yeah, but what it says on the front of it is cauliflower.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, pasta cauliflower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had the same thing.
So you liked it?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't even curious if I would like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tastes like it,
All right. You know what?
pasta.
It's gonna be an experiment tomorrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
He
Don't
probably
tell
forgot.
him.
He
report
probably
back
forgot.
on
So
what you
let's-
think. So next
Huh?
Thursday, you got to tell us what you think.
Okay. All right.
And whether Dave likes it.
I'll eat it regardless. Let's see if it passes the Dave test.
Exactly. Exactly.
Don't tell them.
I'm not gonna tell him. I'm gonna be like hiding it, and then I'll be like, babe, I got
Put a
the
sauce
pasta."
on it. Put a sauce on it. They'll never know the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, good. All right, you guys.
Thank you,
That's-
Deanna.
Last call tonight, but we'll
Take a
do that
picture.
next week. Oh, good idea. Okay. Oh, geez, my reflection. Here, let's see if I can. Hang on. Okay, there we go. All right, geez. That's good. I've got my kegerator in the background.
That's a freebie, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I don't drink anything out of that. I don't really like that kind of beer, so I'm out.
Funny.
All right, you guys, well, have a good night and we'll see you later. The theme tomorrow is wear a hat, whatever
day.
hat you want to wear.
Hat day.
Hat day.
Tomorrow I have my first outdoor class, weightlifting class,
Perfect.
but it's supposed to rain, so we'll see if they have it.
Yeah, well, that'll be fun anyway. Even in the rain, it'd be pretty fun.
But they cancel it if it rains,
Oh,
and then they make it up another time. So I'll find out in the morning.
sounds
I've been
good.
calling for rain for days and it's not raining. They'll wait till tomorrow morning.
Exactly.
Okay. Good
All
night,
right, see
thank
you later. Have a
Bye.
good night.